Alright, Schlockmeisters fans. Another review of my previous channel. It is Slaughter Hotel. Let's check it out.
Did you ever dream of being stared at, pursued by evil eyes, with no escape, no place to hide? Have you ever... A night walker.
Barbara Stanwyck is Irene. Her husband, Howard, is blind. And she's dreaming about another man. Literally. This is his lawyer, Barry.
My wife could be dreaming of. Someone quite tall, about 6 feet. I think my wife is having an affair with another man.
Don't you know? He just told you. It's you, Barry. You're the other man. The two of us are having an affair.
This is ridiculous.
She's kidding, of course. She's being sarcastic.
Oh, not every night.
Well, I do. Night after night, I keep dreaming of this young man, someone I don't even know.
An imaginary lover?
Well, who else could it be?
Tell me the truth. There is a man, isn't there? Isn't there?
Yes. Yes, I do have a lover. He comes to me every night. He holds me in his arms. He's young, handsome, and tender. He's everything I've always wanted, everything you're not.
Who is he? Tell me his name.
I wish to God I could, but he has no name. He's only a dream.
Moments later, looks like some dry ice or fog or something coming out of his laboratory, which apparently is upstairs. He heads in and boom! So they found no body, but apparently he exploded himself and melted in the intense heat. So he's dead, but is there an intruder in the house now? Or is he still alive? Some time has passed since the explosion. But guess what? It's a dream. Or in this case, a nightmare. Irene wants out of the house, so she moves into this apartment that is behind this, or part of this beauty parlor that she owns. It's attached to it.
I knew you'd want to arrange them yourself, but...
We meet her dream man.
Sure, you're not afraid. Not of me. We know one another too well for that.
But as she leans in to kiss him, it appears that it's a dream again.
Are you telling me you think I'm crazy?
Irene, listen to me. The champagne and candlelight always go together.
No.
She's a little fearful of fire as her husband blew up. Our dream man appears again. This time, they find themselves in a chapel. They're getting married.
We are.
But we can't be married.
Of course we can.
Gathered here to celebrate one of life's
The other people seem a little stiff.
This is indeed a joyful occasion when two people become as one.
She has a freak out. Was it all a dream again?
This is our night. This is our
I
night.
can't wake up.
This is our
I can't wake up.
This is
So she hooks up with Barry again, and
Irene, didn't you know that Howard owned this apartment building?
the places in her dreams are places that are real, apparently.
And more than
They even find the chapel where she dreamt she was getting married. Is it real? Is it in her dreams?
Somebody brought me here. Why don't you believe me? Barry, I get...
And then she finds her wedding ring. So they leave, and then, oh, her dream man. Is he real? Or are we in a dream again? Barry goes back to the house, and someone attacks him. When her dead husband's laboratory is explored, a bunch of mannequins are found, which look a lot like the people who were in that dream in the chapel. Looks like her husband again. Irene is sleeping. And Joyce, the woman who works at the salon, is stabbed in the back. She finds the body, and then Barry finds her.
Barry, it's Joyce. She's dead. In my room. It's no use, Barry. The word has been cut.
You're right, Irene. Howard is alive. He tried to kill me at the house.
They go back to the house, and we get a couple of reveals. One, the guy pretending to be your dead husband is Barry.
It wasn't an accident. You murdered him.
Then took his place. Yes, you and your silly dream of a young lover. We made a deal to use that dream, to get rid of you.
And the nightmares began.
So the dream man is very much a real person. His name is George Fuller. He was a private eye who was hired by her former husband to stalk her, spy on her. They were going to split the inheritance, and now they're against each other. And there's a big hole in that laboratory floor, and they're going to fall in it and end our film. All right, let's talk about The Night Walker, 1964 William Castle film. I have a few William Castle films, The Tingler, Shanks. I don't know if I've ever reviewed one, though. This might be the first. 1964. Stars Barbara Stanwyck and Robert, what was his name? Robert Taylor. They were actually married. They divorced about 12 years earlier, and then they made a film together later on. I guess they stayed friends. This is a movie that I had I had a pre-recorded VHS of this, still do. I inherited this from my Schlockmeister brother Jeff. Inherited a bunch of VHS tapes from him, and this was one of them. I never actually watched it until today. Picked up the Blu-ray a few weeks ago, maybe. Finally upgraded it from the VHS tape. So here we go. It's a black and white film, and this woman, Irene, she is in basically a loveless marriage. Her husband's an older guy. He's blind. And they don't really have much of a marriage at all. She keeps dreaming about somebody else. He thinks she's having an affair. Finally, she screams at him, "Yeah, I am having an affair. You know, he's a better lover than you, even though he's not real." You know, she dreams about this guy every night. Her husband has a laboratory upstairs, and there's a big explosion. The husband dies. Apparently, his body was incinerated. So anyway, she consults her husband's lawyer, Barry, to help with the estate, and she wants to sell the house and this and that. All the while, every night she's having these dreams, and they're very intense dreams, where she's meeting this dream man, she can't tell if it's real or not. She wakes up quite a bit, but then there's some of the times where she can't wake up, and she sees her dream man standing over her, and she's like, I can't wake up. It's like she realizes she's dreaming because this guy can't be in her bedroom there, but whatever. So at one point, her dream man takes her to a chapel, but all the to get married, but all the people inside are like mannequins. They're very kind of dreamlike, I guess you could say. And then she keeps seeing her dead husband wander around the house and other places too, and she can't figure out what's going on here. So she keeps consulting with Barry, and next thing you know, she moves out. She moves into this place attached to this beauty salon she owns. And then, but she keeps seeing the people there too. One of her employees gets stabbed in the back. She hooks up with Barry. They go back to the house, and Barry at this point reveals himself to be her dead husband, or he's been masquerading as the dead husband. He has a mask, his weird eyes, that sort of thing. He was trying to get the estate. Now, her husband, before he died, had hired this private investigator to keep tabs on her to see if she was having an affair, that sort of thing. His name was George Fuller. So Barry and George have hooked up. George is the dream man in her dreams. And it turns out she isn't dreaming. She's actually been experiencing this stuff in real life, but she thought she was dreaming. So George is real. Now, they were going to try to make her go crazy, I guess, and get the inheritance themselves. Apparently, when the husband died, or when he signed the will, he had made the attorney made the will, and he didn't put her name on it like he should have, because he was blind. He couldn't read it, obviously, so he just trusted him. He put his own name on there. So they were going to try to split everything, this guy, Barry and George. But then apparently Barry got greedy, wanted it all, and then they were at odds with each other. Barry ended up killing Joyce, the woman who worked in the salon there. It turns out Joyce is married to George, so George is pissed. They get into a fight in the lab, and they fall into this giant hole, and that's how our movie ends. There was a big hole, where the explosion took place, and apparently, I guess they died when they fell in, and that's how it ends. So that is The Nightwalker. So, yeah, you know what? This is actually a pretty decent film. I've never seen it before. It's got a creepy vibe to it for sure. You don't know what's going on until the end. This weird dream state kind of reminded me a little bit of Carnival of Souls, a little bit. Like, you don't know if it's a dream, is it real, what is it, kind of thing. So anyway, that is it, The Nightwalker. So anyway, this is put on Blu-ray by Scream. I liked it. It was a pretty good movie, and like I said, I've had this in my collection for 20 years, just never watched it until today. So check it out. William Castle. Actually, check out any of William Castle's movies. They're all pretty good, the ones I've seen. Check them out, leave some comments. Let me know what you think about The Nightwalker. Watch it. Bye.